Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're starting a brand new series on the channel. Yes, this is the first episode of the first season of Prison Break. Hopefully you guys are excited. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We do offer the full episodes for free in the link in the description for every single one that we do post onto the YouTube. If you're interested, we're going to be doing 5 days a week on the YouTube with 7 days a week. So that's daily content on the Patreon. So if you want to keep up with obviously all of the Prison Break stuff without having a pause on the weekends, subscribe over to the Patreon to get your daily fix. So it's going to be interesting, and I can't wait to see what we have in store for us. Like we've done on the full disclosure of Lost, I knew that he was on the island and there was a couple of people, and now I obviously know on this show that the main character is called Michael Schofield. There's a doctor, I believe, who's in the prison, female, and there is also somebody called Lincoln, I believe, and that is currently all I know. My sister's watched this. She's always told me to get on the bandwagon. She absolutely loves it. Been banging on about it. And I've always considered it, but I've held off because it's been in the description where you guys can vote for the next show onto the channel. So far, from your guys' recommendations, we've watched Lost. That was just the last one on the channel. We've watched The 100, Peaky Blinders, 30 Reasons Why. What else have we watched? The Vampire Diaries, the originals. All these shows recommended from you guys. If you want to obviously choose the next thing onto the channel, it is in the description, and today's was the winner of the last one, which is going to be the brand new full show of Prison Break. Like I said, can be watched in the link in the description as well. So this is where we currently are. Hopefully you guys enjoy today's episode. Hopefully I enjoy it as well, because it's a brand new show on the channel and we can get stuck into the new characters, and I cannot wait to see what we have in store for us. You guys have been ranting and raving, and now it's time to see if you guys have been telling the truth. Thanks for checking it out. If you do enjoy it, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into the first episode of the first season of Prison Break.
Can I just, look at it for a minute? Most guys, for the first one, they start with something small. You get a full set of sleeves all in a couple of months. It takes guys a few years to get the ink you got.
I don't have a few years.
It looks like he's just got a full body tattoo there, didn't it? He just said sleeves, but it looked like his chest was done.
I'm not playing games. Open it.
He's smiling. I kind of feel like he wants this to happen.
Rarely in the case of armed robbery do we hear a plea of no contest. Take some additional time to consider your response.
I've already done that, Your Honor.
I'll retire to my chambers to determine sentencing.
We've been over this.
I've known you my entire life. You don't have a violent bone in your body.
Veronica,
Why won't you let me help you?
you've been good to me my whole life, but you gotta let me deal with this.
It says here that you've requested to be incarcerated somewhere near your home here in Chicago. Closest level 1 facility would be Fox River State Penitentiary. As for the term of your sentence, I'm setting it at 5 years. You'll be eligible for parole in half that time.
Right, so I feel like he wanted to go to this prison then. We've still not seen his tattoo, have we?
Schofield, Michael, 94941. Just trying to fly low, avoid the radar, boss. Do my time, and get out.
You always get someone like him, don't you? Proper serious, like. Oh, he's just been stabbed, that guy.
Welcome to Prisonland, fish.
Yo, it's been a pretty hectic start there, wasn't it? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is the first time we've had a little, like, pause where you could actually just express, like, something that's kind of going on. It's really fast paced. So he's obviously got a tattoo on his body, but it's not been disclosed to us. Even when we see them people queuing up to get in the showers, we didn't see him. He was already dressed. Now, obviously, it seems like he wanted to get put in prison, if I'm being totally honest, because he went to rob that bank, but he didn't have a face covering on. Like, who does a crime like that without obviously trying to hide their identity? So I feel like that was intention. And obviously, his lawyer's speaking to him, saying that he's never really had any troubles with the law before. He's not got a violent bone in his body. Why is he taking this into consideration? Why is he doing something like this? He already pleaded guilty and he requested this location himself. So there's somebody in here I believe that he wants to meet. Now, it's interesting, like I said, because when you look at it like that, maybe it's not what he thought it was going to be. I look at that, it's scary. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing I would want to do in my life to get me into that position. You know what I mean? Like being in those little small enclosed spaces with the bars, nowhere to move, And being scared like that, you could just walk down the corridor and be stabbed at any time. No thank you.
You want to talk about it?
That's not worth talking about.
You did the best you could.
Yeah, but he didn't.
Hey, if it's on your mind, it's on your mind, right?
I'm telling you, the guards are the dirtiest gang in this whole place. The only difference between us and them is the badge. It's my new celly. Anything you want, he can get it for you.
I wonder why they call him Fish. Is it because he's new? I reckon that he's putting that down there, right? And he's going to try and see where it falls out.
Man killed the vice president's brother. In a month, he's getting the
Vice president's brother?
No one up this river is more dangerous than him. Because he's got nothing to lose now.
Is there a way I can get to him?
Oh, no. The only time those boys get out is for chapel and PI. Why you want to see Burroughs so bad anyhow?
Because he's my brother.
Oh, he's actually revealed that. I thought it was going to be a hush-hush thing.
I didn't kill that man, Michael. I don't care what the evidence says. I didn't kill him.
Swear to me.
I swear to you, Michael.
But how did they get it wrong then?
All I keep thinking and looking back on it is I was set up.
Proposing to my girl, if you gotta know.
In a letter?
You got a better way?
Face to face works pretty good. Try passion.
Ooh, passion. That's dope.
I'll just spell it. I knew he was going to say that.
H. No H.
Right, so this LJ is Lincoln's kid then, I think.
I don't want hundreds, I don't want fives, I don't want ones. I know. 10s and 20s only.
What did he just get then? Some weed?
It's on.
You're fuming, wouldn't you? Honestly. Surely they must go and arrest a person that's just give it to him, though, because, you know, he's a dealer.
I need you to hire me a PI. Maybe you ought to hear what I gotta say.
You got nothing I need.
Wouldn't be too sure of that.
Just what I need. A duck.
Come find me when you're ready to talk.
Wonder what he's put inside that duck. If he unravels it, it's going to have something in there, ain't there? Maybe not, he's threw it away.
Thought the punk was gone forever. Evidently somebody found him. This you're not gonna believe. What is it?
I'm Michael, by the way. And you are?
Dr. Tancredi will do.
Tancredi like the governor? Wouldn't think you'd find the daughter of frontier justice Frank working in a prison.
I believe in being part of the solution, not the problem. Direct pressure on that. I'll be back in a sec.
She again was on his wall when he was pulling down the newspapers. We had his brother there and then this doctor then. Again, he's dropping that down. He's seeing which locations they go to. He's pretty smart, actually.
A few weeks supply? I'm the farthest thing from a junkie. Trust me.
It means absolutely zero inside these walls.
He's going to work his magic on her. He's going to try and manipulate her or get her on his side. Do you know what I'm thinking, right? He's putting them ducks down there. He's either trying to find a location where they come out, which I'm not too sure how he would know that. Or he dropped that magazine down there before, didn't he? He dropped another one, but like we seen it land and it stood vertically. It didn't fall down. And like I wonder if he's trying to put the ducks down. Every day he might put a different colour duck down, if that makes sense. And then the day that he puts one down, so like a green, and it doesn't go to where he needs to go, it knows that it's been blocked by that book or that magazine or whatever it was that he dipped down there when he stood out in the yard. Because clearly, my interpretation of what this show is, the name's called Prison Break, and obviously, from listening, it sounds like his brother's being accused of killing the vice president's partner or kid or something. Brother? I'm not too sure. Like, someone related to the VP anyway. And he's got the death sentence. So he believes that he's innocent. This Michael Schofield looks to me like he's put himself in prison to orchestrate a prison break. That is what the name's called. And this is him trying to figure out ways that he can get out. That's what I'm taking from this so far.
Look, the closer it gets, the more I'm worried that the bottom is gonna fall out of this whole thing.
Maybe it's time we arranged a visit with the good bishop then. In 1 month, it'll all be over.
Good day, gentlemen. May God be with you.
I'm getting you out of here.
Come on. Burroughs, roll it up. Happy hour's over.
It's impossible. Not if you design the place it isn't.
Can I ask you something?
Of course.
Are you putting this off? I mean, are you having second thoughts? I just can't help thinking this is about...
It's not. I love you. And I want to be your wife.
She probably thinks I went sissy up in here.
The time.
Are you kidding? I proposed to her. That doesn't take time. See or no? You spooked her.
Schofield, get it together. Pope wants to see you.
I noticed in your I-file, under occupation, you put down unemployed. I know you're a structural engineer, Schofield. My wife is quite fond of the story. It appeals to the romantic in her. Being married to someone in corrections, terrible job. And the worst part of it is, I've never thanked her. So, because I couldn't say it, I thought, you know, I could build it. I build any more, it's all gonna come down like a house of cards. With a favor, I can offer you 3 days of work a week in here, and it'll keep you off the yard.
I can't do it.
Why said no to that? Does he want to get closer to his brother? See, I want to know, right, if this warden knows that he's related to Lincoln, surely they must do. I mean, they both seem to have different surnames. I don't know if they're half-brothers or not, but surely on public record, they would know that they've got an association with each other. It can't be a surprise, surely not.
Last semester, you were getting almost all A's. It's your father, isn't it?
I don't have a father.
It wasn't an immaculate conception, honey. Trust me. Maybe it's time we went and saw him.
Don't.
I'm about as excited by the prospect as you are, but something's got to give. You two have the most dysfunctional idea of love I've ever seen. What, he beats you up to keep you off the streets so you get yourself tossed into Fox River with him? Even with all the stuff that was going on with him, I did everything I could to make it work, and he threw it away.
You ever think maybe he was hurt that you left in the first place?
Whatever it is you're doing, don't do it. There's a better way. I'm already appealing your case.
You want to do something? You find out who's trying to bury him.
This is desperation, Michael. You're grabbing at straws. You're in denial.
Maybe. But I can't watch him die.
You could easily plant stuff at a crime scene. A hair, a hand on a, you know, like a glass. Any bit of DNA.
Gentlemen, what is it about the borough's situation that I can help you with?
It's our understanding that you have great influence with the governor. It's also our understanding that you oppose the death penalty. In this case, we're hoping you'll suspend that position. Are you saying you won't do it?
I'm not a man to equivocate.
It must be these guys that are trying to set Lincoln up.
What is it about this case that the Secret Service is so interested in?
The man killed the vice president's brother.
It's all a political thing, I assume. Somebody's paid for it to happen for a political party and you need a fall guy for it. That's what I'm picking.
You heard me. Someone found Fibonacci. No, there's no return address on the envelope. It's folded up bird, made of paper.
So Michael's got information on a guy that this guy needs. Oh, there you go. Oh, it's what I said. What are the odds that it works straight away?
You're Charles Westmoreland, right? Knew your wife before she passed.
You knew Marla?
You mean Anne?
He's done good there.
In Boston.
East Farmington.
You mean West Wilmington?
Seems you know everything about me. Every new fish comes in here. First thing they hear is that Charles Westmoreland's D.B. Cooper.
Sort of wish it was true.
Nowhere near as much as I wish it were true, friend. I'd have $1.5 million waiting for me on the outside.
Say you were able to get outside those walls. Would you have the people in place to make sure you disappeared forever?
What do you care? Where's Fibonacci?
That's not the way it works.
I totally misjudged you, Schofield. I didn't think you were the agitating type. 90 days in the shoe.
Oh, is Lincoln gonna die before then?
I'm not of much value to you in the shoe. It'd be a shame for the eighth wonder of the modern world to collapse.
How much work are we talking?
You want it by when, June?
Yes.
Then we better get started.
Right, so he's had to think fast on his feet there. I'm thinking that the 90 days would have ticked over Lincoln's potential execution date. Also, I'm pretty happy with my guess of throwing the duck down and it getting blocked by the book that he dropped down there. Now, I'm not too sure how that's going to play into the story, but again, another interesting thing that I picked up on is he said to his brother that you'd be able to get out of this place if you designed it or something. Now, I'm assuming that this is an old prison, but let's just say it was a fairly new one, and maybe he is the engineer that worked on the project, so he'll know the different drains and passageways. I'm not too sure. I'm trying to figure it out. Do you know what I mean? He's obviously got information and he's prepped and he knows each person in there. I think on that board, again, if we go back to what he had in his window or whatever with the papers, we had that guy that he was talking about Fibonacci. His face was on there. We had the doctor's face. She was on there. And his brother's. I believe them three faces was on that screen. And so far, he's made connection with all of them, obviously. We learned that he's got to go and see her every single day to get his shot. She's also the daughter of somebody high up, it seemed. I can't remember who they said it was. Then, obviously, you've got his brother who's in there. And then this guy who wants to get somebody. And the way it looks like he's going to use him is that if he gives this guy Fibonacci, then this guy's going to give him kind of safe passage or whatever's to ghost once they get out of jail. Do you know what I mean? Some information on how they could disappear. Is that the priest that they've just come to, the Secret Service? Oh, he's been killed because he didn't take part. I bet loads of stuff like that happens in real life.
Bishop McMorrow was killed last night.
Michael was right.
May 11th.
Sink, you got a visitor.
He was arrested. Possession of marijuana.
Think it gives you some kind of street cred? You got a piece of the good life. Take advantage.
She drags me in here. You give me a big speech, I walk away a changed man.
You gotta realize who's getting punished when you're doing the things you're doing. You think it's me. It's you. Did the same thing. Punched the old man because he was gone. Look where it got me. I'm not asking you to love me. I'm asking you to love yourself.
So that's what fatherly advice is like.
They're putting me to death, LJ.
You're already dead to me.
That's ruthless, that. You know, if that kid's going to act like that throughout the show, it stress me out. I won't like him.
Yes.
You mean yes? Yes?
Yes. Yes. We have to get married in a church.
Okay, está bien.
Okay, I'll go to church.
Wouldn't want to mess with the Catholic rules, would we?
Your blood glucose is at 50 milligrams per deciliter. You're glycemic. Your body's reacting to the insulin like you're not a diabetic. Not experiencing any tingling sensation, cold sweats, nothing. I'd like to run some tests next time you're in. Last thing I want is to be administering insulin to a man who doesn't need it.
You know, Hector.
What?
I didn't have any money for the bus, so he offered me a ride. Friend.
No, he's not just a friend. I know Hector. A guy doesn't drive a girl 500 miles across state lines because he wants to be friends.
Not you I'm worried about.
16 more months.
He's right, though. Driving someone 500 miles.
Sucre tells me you're a local pharmacy. What do you need, ma? Pugnac. I only speak English, white boy. Insulin blocker. Standard over-the-counter variety. You can get it at any pharmacy.
Right, so I don't think he does have diabetes then, but he's using it to get up there to scope out.
Kudos, fish. You got spine.
I'm guessing this is the guy that runs the prison.
Cons, break it down.
Saw Veronica came by yesterday. Still engaged that guy?
Yep.
Shouldn't have pushed her away, though.
You pushed everyone away.
Why'd you hire him?
Keep your friends close, and your enemies closer.
Getting outside these walls, that's just the beginning. You're gonna need money.
Working on it. That guy's got 1.5 mil.
Look, whatever you got going on, fill me in. Because I'm in the dark here.
Chaparral Associates got the contract to retrofit this place in '99. $4 million contract.
So his firm done it then. So he knows the scope, he knows the layout.
You've seen the blueprints?
I've got them on me.
He's got the blueprints of the building. Oh, there you go. Is that actually there? Okay, so that is, obviously, it looks like the end of the first episode, which is interesting because obviously he's just revealed that he's got the blueprints on him, but like I couldn't physically see it. I work in construction myself and I understand how blueprints work. I can understand different layouts, drawings, directions, you know what I mean, elevations. I was looking at it there and it just didn't look like no sort of blueprint at all. But then obviously when the camera started zooming in and all these drawings started appearing, started to look like something. What I want to know is, are they physically there but they're hard to see, the faint lines? You have to inspect it closely, you know what I mean? So like from a police perspective or somebody who's just looking at him as a tattoo, you know what I mean, they'll just see some big cover of all over his body tattoo. But like if somebody was to sit there and look into it a little bit and focus, you know what I mean, these lines would show up. They'd be able to see the directions, the locations, the passages, the tunnels, the stuff like that, because that is kind of what I'm getting, like, the feelings from. Do you know what I mean? Like, what I picked up from the episode is he's obviously infiltrated that prison himself, and he wants to get his brother out. But by doing so, he's going to have to cut deals here and there, scope out different locations. That's what he's doing with the origami. And then, obviously, like, when they got this, so to speak, everything in place, he's got the pattern, the blueprint, the way, the map out, and that is where we're going with it. Do you know what I mean? So it's pretty interesting. It was a good first episode. Wasn't too hectic, nothing too crazy. It was kind of, well, to me, it was kind of setting a scene, which obviously I feel like I've understood, which is really good. You know, sometimes I do get a little bit confused. And also just giving us the dabble of the characters. You know, you've got Michael and his brother who've gone inside. I feel like the doctor and his cellmate might be in it quite a lot as well. You've got this guy who's obviously looking for this Fibonacci person who looks like the prison baddie, who's going to be obviously running the show. And then you've got his son, who I believe may be like one of these reoccurring characters, you know what I mean? He's going to dabble in and out throughout the whole season and play a little factor, and we'll see how it goes. But good episode. I enjoyed it, and obviously I can't wait to see what we have left to give us for the rest of the season in the show, because, you know, I do like looking at different ratings of different shows, especially the ones that you guys select for us. And I was looking at Lost on IMDb. It's got like 570,000 votes, and it's got an 8.3 out of 10. And I was looking at this one, obviously, because it's been selected, and this has got, again, I think an 8.3 out of 550,000 votes. So Lost was really good. Really did enjoy it. This, again, got the same rating from pretty much the same amount of people. It excites me. Can't wait to see what we have in store. Okay, that is going to wrap up the first episode of the first season of Prison Break. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Really excited to see what's to come. Like I mentioned at the start of the episode, if you'd like to watch the full episodes on the channel that we do post, it's going to be 5 days a week on the YouTube, and every single day, so that is daily, on the Patreon. Full episodes always available if you are watching on YouTube for free when we do post them onto the channel. So very interesting stuff that's going on. We've got Michael, who's obviously seems like a model decent citizen. Seems like he's got a bit of money as well, but as his brother's death is impending, do you know what I mean? It's getting closer to the time for a murder, apparently, that he says that he didn't commit. And if I'm being totally honest, from watching the way this first episode kind of panned out, I believe that he possibly has been set up, you know? The Secret Service have come in and just killed a priest who refused to work with them, and I feel like it may be some sort of political kind of angle, you know what I mean? It's the VP's well, family member that apparently Lincoln's been accused of, and he's obviously swore to Michael that it's not him, so he's doing everything that he can to get his brother out. Do you know what I mean? He's got a minimum of 2.5 years in prison. Now, my question would be, if you get caught trying to escape, how much more prison time would you technically get? You know what I mean? Because he's thinking in his head, look, yeah, Lincoln's going to die in a couple of months. If I go in there and succeed, then he's free, we're free. Obviously, we're going to be on the run. People are going to be looking for us, but it's better than him being dead. You know what I mean? At least I can go to sleep at night knowing that I've done everything I can to save my brother, who was innocent, who doesn't need and deserve the death penalty. But on the flip side is, you know, if he goes in there, he is an innocent guy. He's obviously shot a gun in public to make himself get sentenced. But if he tries to escape and gets caught, he's going to be in there for much longer than the 2.5 years. You know what I mean? He could have the book thrown at him as well. I'm not saying that he could get a death penalty, but he could probably get life. So it's a big risk for him to take. Now, the interesting thing is, obviously, it seems like he's got listed down that he's got type 1 diabetes, because we've seen it when he come in, and that officer had that on that sheet, he circled it. So he's going up to see the doctor, who again seems like her dad is maybe a big politician or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Somebody high up, and she's there giving him insulin shots. She's saying that's not really working, it's not reacting to him, and that it don't really seem like he needs it. If you look at the conversation that he was having in the guy in the yard, he was asking, can he get an insulin blocker? Do you know what I mean? She's giving it him, he's blocking it. That's what he wants to do. Kind of like his roommate, if I'm being totally honest. He seems like he's going to be a flamboyant, good personality, you know what I mean? A bit of a laugh here and there. He's just asked his girlfriend to marry him, who said yes, and then obviously she's found out that she's come with somebody called Hector, I think he said, and he's driving him 500 miles to get to that prison, which, I'm not being funny, like, you would be a bit skeptical, you would be a bit paranoid, but there's nothing you could do. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to be inside, especially for another 16 months, you've got to just hope that what's happening on the outside is not happening on the outside. Do you know what I mean? If you're thinking what's in your head, and that she's actually going to come and she's going to be on your side. The worst thing is, if he gets out of prison, do you know what I mean? Or if he escapes or something like that with them, and it turns out she was using him and never really intended to be with him, that'd be absolutely ruthless, wouldn't it, honestly? So it's going to be interesting to see how his storyline progresses. You know, Michael's getting everything in place. He's checking out the pipes, you know what I mean, the internal facilities. He's also getting contact with his brother. He's getting contact with this guy who apparently landed and a plane and stole 1.5 million. He's buried it somewhere. Obviously, it sounds like he wants to get him on his side, find the location, get that money, run away with it, whilst also getting the guy who can make him disappear on his side as well by giving him somebody that they really, really badly want to get themselves. But the thing is, in this business or in these films or the TV shows or whatever you watch, is that people are in it for their own gain. So no matter what you give, they won't want to give it back. You know what I'm saying? So, like, he'll know or give him the information from Fibonacci, but then I fully suspect this guy not to give him whatever he needs to get away. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, each to their own. You know what I mean? All for one and one for all. It's not being about a team player. So I'm excited to see it all unfold. This was a good first episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.